Hello friends, it's Angie here with Too Cool Stamping. I am so excited to be back with you doing another live class, the first one for 2023, and this is a really awesome one. If you love flowers, you're gonna love the Fancy Flora Suite, and that's what we're featuring today. We're gonna have two different levels of kits. So normally I have a 5-card class kit that's available with your minimum $40 order. If you have a minimum of a $100 order, then you can earn all 10 cards I'm going to show tonight. So we're going to I'm going to show you how to put together 5 of the cards, and then you'll see my Too Cool version of each card. So you'll get each pair of cards if you have that $100 order. And remember, it's celebration time. Do you know what that is? Are you familiar with celebration? Celebration is the best time of year, if you ask me. And this year, it's only happening in one time. Usually, for the past couple of years, it's been in early January and February, and then also later in the year. But this year, this is it. It's January through February. And if you don't already have a flyer and you want one, just let me know, message me, and I will send one out to you. But this has all kinds of exclusive products for celebration that you can earn when you place either a $50 order or a $100 order. And it's for every $50 or $100 order, whatever combination that you want. There are certain items that you can earn for $50 and certain ones that you can earn for $100. So get your wish list ready from the mini catalog and start ordering. Be sure to use the host code that I give you for this class. I have it on my toocoolstamping.com blog site. I'm also going to give it to you again when we flip the camera down and start to create. I'll give that to you, but you want to use that host code because that is the only way that you can get the kit for free with your $40 order. You only need $40, although you'll want to have $50 order so you can get that free celebration item. Or if you want to bump it up to a $100 order, you'll be able to get either 2 $50 celebration items or one $100 celebration item. Plus, you'll get all 10 cards in my kit. You'll have all the supplies to make all 10 cards. So it's a fantastic deal. I know you're probably loving the mini catalog, and if you are like me, you're loving the celebration flyer. Before I go on, I cannot not mention the starter kit options. You guys, if you are a stamping enthusiast like I am, if you're passionate about stamping and you want a discount, this is the time to do it. This is one of the best deals I've ever seen Stampin' Up! Offer, and they actually have 3 different options to choose from. So take a look in your celebration catalog. The very last page has all of the join options. And let me go through those really quick for you because they are amazing, amazing. Option 1, you can select, you'll get the boho blue mini embossing machine, Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. This is the mini version, and it's in the boho blue color. That's a sneak peek of the new in colors that are coming. You'll get that. That's a $63 value plus $175 in product of your choice for only $129. So you pay $129, you pay tax on that if you have that in your state, you get free shipping on that order, and you get the boho mini machine and $175 worth of product. I mean, come on, that is a fantastic deal. Second option, the white mini machine. So if you don't want the boho blue, you would rather have the white, maybe it matches your craft room a little bit better, choose option 2. You get the mini machine and $175 worth of product plus, and it's only $129. Okay, third option, that's more like the normal starter kit. It's $99. That's what the typical starter kit is. But the typical starter kit only gives you $125 worth of product, which is great on an everyday basis, but during celebration, you get $175 worth of product. So you still get that $50 in additional product that you normally would with a starter kit. These are awesome deals. Now, let me remind you, for those of you who might say, oh, I don't want to do this because I don't want to sell and I don't want to do classes and I can't worry about meeting a minimum. Okay, you know what? There's no strings attached. Truly, if you want the discount, if you want to be a happy discount shopper. If you love Stampin' Up! Supplies and you place regular orders, or maybe you're new to Stampin' Up! And you want to get your collection going, this is perfect for you. This is perfect for you because you're going to get that 20% discount once you place your starter kit. So it's not on the starter kit. You already get all the amazing stuff with the starter kit. Then after that, every order you place after that is going to be with that 20% off discount. You don't have to sell. You can just be your own best customer and get all of your favorite products from Stampin' Up! At a 20% discount. Isn't that awesome? If you have any questions, please message me. You can contact me and I'll be happy to answer those. But I just wanted you to know that you don't have to do what I'm doing. You don't have to sell to your friends. You can just, if you're purchasing regularly anyway, you're gonna want to have that savings. So ask me about it if you have any concerns or hesitations. I know you're going to love it. Plus, I would love to have you on my team. I have members of my team from all over the country, and we have lots of perks that you can take advantage of when you are part of my Too Cool Stampers team. One of my favorite ones that this particular group might be interested in is you get all of my class tutorials for free. So any of these live classes that I do, any larger classes that I do, if I do a class series, you'll get all of those tutorials for free. My Too Cool team gets access to all of that in our tutorial library. So that's one of my favorite perks of being on the team. But we have a Facebook community that's just for our team. We have a monthly event that we do online and many other things. So please check out toocoolstamping.com, and I have a Why Join My Team link on the side, and you can see all the details there. So check that out. Okay, I don't want to spend any more time on that. I want to get to the class, but I wanted to make sure that you were aware of that because it is so exciting. One of the best offers. Take advantage of it. Again, let me know if you have questions. Okay, let's move on to our class, and I'm so excited about it. Again, if you love flowers, you're going to love this whole suite. The paper is the suite to me. It's what really makes it because it gives you all the color palettes that you can work with, and there's some really awesome color combinations, so I know you're going to love it. Okay, we're going to flip the camera around, and then we'll get started, and I'll let you know about the two different kits and the host code. So hold on one second. All right. We'll get everything lit up here. So let me go ahead and show you the host code for these classes. It's for either the 5-card or 10-card class. If you have a $40 order or a $100 order, that's the two different things you want to hit. For the $5 class, you need a $40 minimum order. The $10 class, you need a $100 minimum order. And you must use the host code 43JF6PDN. It is essential that you use that host code, apply it on the checkout page, and that is going to be how I know which kit that you want, which class that you want. So if you, for some reason, don't get the host code on there, just let me know, and you'll probably need to talk to Stampin' Up! Directly to get that added, because I can no longer call and get that added for you. So it's very important that you add that to the checkout page. Okay, let's talk about the Fancy Flora suite. There are 2 bundles in this suite. If you look on page 14 and 15 of your mini catalog, it's going to have all kinds of awesome samples and all of the different products. So you can see those there. So the 2 different stamp sets that are the 2 different bundles that we're working with are the two-tone floral. So you have beautiful, beautiful floral images with 2-step stamping, so you can get lots of detail. Plus, you have a beautiful die set that goes with it. And this one, it's also called two-tone floral. I don't know if you noticed, but this starting with this catalog, the bundles are now named the same, so you don't get confused about what goes with what. Two-tone Flora stamp set, two-tone Flora dies. And this die set has, it has not only the outline dies for all of the different flowers and leaves, but it also has this beautiful, intricate die that, I'm sorry, I didn't use it for the class because I just couldn't do it. It's a lot to poke out and do for a class, but on a personal level, let me just show you this beautiful, I didn't even poke out all the pieces of this, but you can see how intricate it is. And it has just, it's just gorgeous as a background, as an overlay. And you'll definitely want to use that on a personal level. So we didn't use that, but we did use a lot of these dies from the two-tone die set. Okay, also included in this suite is the Something Fancy stamp set. This is going to give you a beautiful variety of sentiments to go along with your flowers. And this is my favorite part. This is a must-have label set. Again, Something Fancy stamp set, Something Fancy dies. You might hear my daughter's crying upstairs. I don't know what's going on, but it's like hurting my heart. She's being taken care of, I promise. Anyway, so we have the dies, and these are a must-have for your collection. Even if you don't want the sentiments, these sentiments are just a really great collection, but these are really nice label shapes to have, so you'll definitely want that. So here's this bundle. Remember, when you buy the stamp set and dies in a bundle, you're going to get that at 10% off the price of purchasing them separately. All right, my favorite part, Fancy Floral Designer Series paper. This paper is gorgeous. It's painterly. And what I mean by that is it's actually a picture of a canvas that has acrylic paint on it. So each one has beautiful color combinations. And I'm going to go through these really quickly so you can see each one. But they're just gorgeous color combinations, very fresh, detailed, and it looks like paint on a canvas, because that's actually how they do it. They paint the canvas and then they take a picture and they turn it into paper. So you'll have beautiful patterns. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love all of it. So you have so many different designs, so many different color varieties, color palettes. And then the background. These are a little more subdued, but still really pretty. They're great for complementing the other sides. And we're going to use a lot of this paper on these projects today. So, and these are a 6x6 side, so it's a nice, easy size to work with. You're going to get, I showed you 12 different double-sided designs. You're going to get 4 each. So it's like you're getting one full sheet of the 12x12, only it's in the 6x6 size, of 12 different double-sided prints. So really awesome pack. So I love that. Then we also have, to finish out the suite, these are the Iridescent Pastel Gems. You have gold, soft succulent, and calypso coral, and they come in the 2 different sizes, the large and small sizes. And the Pool Party Grosgrain Ribbon. This is really pretty. It's a little bit thicker than some of the ribbons, but it ties beautifully and it's just very elegant. So that's what we're working with today with the Fancy Flora suite. And remember, when you purchase these, if you look at the bundle prices on here, if you purchase the 2-tone floral bundle, that's $55.75, and then we also have the Something Fancy bundle, $45.75. That is gonna get you to the $100 mark really easily for choosing a celebration item. So you'll definitely want to check that out. You can either have 2 of the $50 celebration items or 1 of the $100. Okay, let's get started with these awesome, awesome cards. Now, I have to give you my disclaimer, and that is I designed these like a month ago. And it's taken me a while. I was sick over I had the holidays, and then I was sick right after the holidays. So it's taken me a while to get here. So I might forget how to put these together. So pardon me if I have some hiccups because I haven't looked at these for a while. So we're going to start with Evening Evergreen as our card base. It's the traditional size, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And we're just going to fold that in half with our bone folder here. We're going to add a piece of that fancy Flora paper. And I love this color combination. And this is a 2 by 5.5 inch piece. And we'll use our seal to add that right down the side here. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, next, I have already die cut a piece of basic white here with the deckled rectangles dies. And I'm going to stamp on that. Let me get a scrap paper here because I'm going to stamp off the edge a little bit. So I want to make sure that I have something down. I'm using a piercing mat. Just, I don't really have to because, well, yeah, if we're using photopolymer, it's nice to have a little bit of a firm cushion underneath to make the stamp image nice and crisp and clear. And that's what the flowers and leaves are. So we're going to start out with leaves. I'm going to use soft succulent, and we're going to just add a few of these leaves. Put some up here as well. So 3 different things of leaves there. I know what I forgot. I was like, what did I forget? I know I'm going to forget something. I forgot to bring my Simply Chamois to clean my stamps, and I'm going to need to clean. So we'll see what happens. But okay, next we're going to add this to a piece of soft succulent, and this one is 2.5 by 4. So just a little bit more seal. And add that. And then we'll add that to the front of our card. So I'll do that. Okay, now we're going to add some flowers. So there's several different flower sizes and shapes when you're looking at the stamp set, and we're going to use this one, and there's a solid image and then the detailed image. So we're going to start with the solid image, and we're going to do that in Calypso Coral. This is just some scrap basic white. And I'm going to stamp off first and then stamp on my scrap. So I have a little bit lighter version, so a stamped off look. Next, I'm going to use Calypso Coral again. This time I'm going to use the detailed version. Now the key to this, it's going to be hard for me to do because my camera is right in my way. But the key is, if you look at this center piece right here, this little white, and then you're going to look at the little center curve right in the middle there, and you want to line that up as best you can. And that's going to be how I did pretty good not being able to see directly over the top. So if you line that up, it's going to give you the best lineup over the top. But isn't that gorgeous? I love the detail that adds. So you do the stamped off version first with the solid, and then the detail is full strength. Now I've already used my die cuts from the two-tone die, Flora dies, and cut those out. And then we'll pop those up with some dimensionals here, if I can find them. Here we go. So we'll add a few dimensionals on the back. And these go together so quickly. It's so much fun with the paper. You get lots of fun color combinations, and then the flowers come together quickly. The sentiments are beautiful. So it's just an all-around awesome, awesome suite. All right, so we'll just add that. Overlap maybe a little bit, and then let's add a sentiment. I have a little die cut here. This is from the Something Fancy dies, and then I'm using the Something Fancy stamp set with some Evening Evergreen. And we'll stamp that over the top. And then we're going to add that here with some more dimensionals. And maybe tuck it under one of those flowers really quickly. We're going to finish it off with some beautiful white crinkled ribbon. And a lot of times I like to just do a double knot. This one I'm actually going to tie into a bow. Can you believe it? Those of you who know me know that I am not a bow person because I don't like to waste my time trying to figure out how to make it happen. But I'm going to tie it in a knot first and then add a little bow. Just because it's just so, I don't know. It's something about this ribbon. I just like that I like the look of it. I'm going to do it this way actually. Sometimes if you kind of do it upside down, it lays a little better. I don't know why that is. That maybe it's just me. It's that I don't like to tie bows on the video. Truly, that's why I do a lot of double knots. Okay, not too shabby. We're gonna trim that off. That doesn't look too bad. I'm just gonna push it up a little bit. There we go. And then we'll finish it off with some of those beautiful iridescent pastel gems. So I'm going to use the Calypso Coral ones. And just add a little pop of color right along the side here. So there we go. There is our first card. I just love that color combination so much. Okay, so this is going to be in your 5-card class. And then I have a Too Cool version that I used Pool Party. I have a different designer series paper in the background, but it's the fancy Flora. I used the Pool Party sheer ribbon. I have Balmy Blue for the background, stamped the leaves in Pool Party, stamped the flowers. These are actually different flowers from that set, a little bit bigger, and they're in Fresh Freesia. I used a different Something Fancy Sentiment in Balmy Blue, and then finished off with some rhinestones, iridescent rhinestones. So you'll get supplies for both of these cards if you earn that 10-card kit with a $100 order. All right, let's move on to the next card. This one starts with the Orchid Oasis designer, or not designer series paper, cardstock. Orchid Oasis, it's the traditional card base again, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Let me rephrase that. It's not Orchid Oasis. This is Orchid Oasis. This is Starry Sky. So this is the darker Starry Sky. This is Orchid Oasis. It's 4 by 5 1/4. And then it's already embossed with the painted texture embossing folder, which, hey, look, it looks like paint, just like the fancy Flora paper. So this embossing folder just coordinates so perfectly with this whole suite. So I love it, love it, love it. All right, before we put that down, we're going to add just a little bit of ribbon. We're going to use that grosgrain ribbon, and I'm just going to put it right across the bottom here. So don't miss this step. If you're putting together the cards, don't miss that step of putting the ribbon on before you put your embossed layer on. Remember, when you get my kit, I have all of the layers already pre-embossed for you. Anything that is die cut that doesn't need to be stamped first, I also have those die cuts done for you. Anything that you have to stamp, like a flower or a leaf or something like that, I don't have that die cut for you because it's just too hard for you to stamp on. All right, here's your background. I also die cut. This is a piece that would be in your kit already die cut. It is the Scalloped Contours dies that I used, basic white. And we're going to add a piece of the fancy Flora paper. And this time we're going to use this pretty one. They're all so pretty. I'm sorry, I can't get over it. my favorite paper in the whole catalog. All right, we'll center that. We'll add this over the top of our texture and our ribbon. Look at that. The card, I mean, the background just makes the whole card. I love it, love it, love it. All right, next I have some scrap here, and I'm going to do a couple more flowers. So, excuse me, I'm going to start with Pool Party. And I'm going to stamp once, and then you can see my little trick that I did here. I have the solid stamp on one side, and then I flipped it over and have the detailed stamp on the other. That makes it really nice and easy as you're creating to find things and keep them together. Okay, that was a little bit off, but you get the idea. Remember, when you're lining these up, this actually has little holes, 6 little holes. You'll want to look at those. If you look right over the top and line that detailed stamp up, you'll be able to line that up very easily. All right, next we have another flower. This one is a little bit smaller. And I'm going to stamp off on this. This is the Calypso Coral again, and it's a little bit dark, so I'm going to stamp off. And then use my, again, that little V shape there. You're going to look at your V shape. See if I can line it up. It's so hard to do with the camera in the way. Not too bad. But if you are able to look straight down on it, you're going to be able to do it. Okay, so those are our 2 flowers we're going to have on here. I've already die cut them using the Something Fancy dies. And then I also have one of the Something Fancy shapes here with in basic white, and I'm going to stamp a sentiment on that. And I'll use the Starry Sky. So this says, "May the good you do come back to you." I love that. So we'll put that on the bottom. We're going to pop that up with some dimensionals. We're going to add that up in the corner here. And then also add these flowers with dimensionals. So let's see, I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put it with just 1 dimensional on the side. And this one I think is mainly going to be just with some seal. Maybe add a little bit of seal here so it doesn't flop around. Okay, I'm going to add that here. And then this one on the top. All right, let's add, how about some iridescent rhinestones with this one? I love these iridescent rhinestones, go with so many things. They have hues in blue and oranges and pinks and greens, and they just go with everything. So I love that. So we're going to use a couple over here, just to give it a little bit of sparkle. Maybe one up there. So there is our second card. And I'll show you the Too Cool version. I love this one. This color combination is one of my favorites. It's kind of, it's just kind of fall, earthy. I don't know, I just really like it. But I did it in the horizontal. It has soft suede and soft succulent. And then that Designer Series paper gives that beautiful color combination. For the flowers, I did leaves in soft succulent, crushed curry, and Calypso Coral. I used the gold shimmer ribbon because that kind of matched the crushed curry. And then the sentiment is in soft succulent, and I used the pastel iridescent pastel gems in soft succulent to give it a little bit of sparkle. So again, this one is going to be in the 5 card kit, and then you'll get both in the 10 card kit for your $100 order. Okay, next up, we have Puddle Pink, and And again, just a traditional 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. This one's gonna start with 2 different pieces of designer series paper. This one is a 1 by 5 1/4 and gives you that nice orchid oasis. And then I have another beautiful piece here. This is 3 by 5 1/4. Get my little, I have a little dimensional. Those things go everywhere. They get stuck everywhere. Where's the weirdest place you've ever found a dimensional backing? I found one in my underwear once. TMI, but it's true. They end up everywhere. Okay, there's your backing. Next, I'm gonna add a little strip here of Orchid Oasis, and I have textured it already with the Painterly, with the painted texture embossing folder. Add that across the bottom here. Actually, this piece, it's 1 1/4 by 4 1/4. So that goes, it overlaps and goes directly to the edges there. Just a little different element, a little bit different detail. All right, I have a something fancy tag here, and this is in basic white, but I've already die cut that. I'm gonna start with the thank you sentiment from Something Fancy. We'll add that up in the corner like that. And then we'll add some of the leaves again. And like I mentioned, I didn't bring my Simply Chamois over here. If I had it with me, then I would be able to clean those so easily, but we're just going to pretend like it all is going to work together. All right, we're going to add this. This is Petal Pink. So you stamp the sentiment first so you know exactly where you're going to put your leaves. And we'll add that onto our card. Just a cute little tag. And we'll put that right here in the corner. Kind of, it covers up the little cross there. So that's so, so cute. We're going to add a flower now. And this time we're stamping in Balmy Blue. There's just a little bit of Balmy Blue here on the bottom of that paper. And when you get your kit, please note that some of the papers are going to look a little bit different because it's going to depend on where on the paper that I cut. But you should have all the colors that you need to bring it all together with your color palette. Okay. So this one uses the other flower that we have, the other large flower. And I'm just going to stamp, I think my pad kind of needs inked. Yeah, it's not very dark. So you might want to stamp off if you have a very juicy ink pad, or if you don't have one that's very inked up, then you can just do what I did and just stamp it regular. Again, you're going to line up those, didn't do too bad, those little holes in the middle. So if you can see those little holes right in the center of the flower, if you line those tiny holes up over the top, that's going to help you put that detail together. So I've already cut mine out, and we'll pop that up over the top of our tag. See how these just come together so quickly, and they're so gorgeous when they're done. I just love the suite so much. So this is just going to go right here, and then I'm going to finish it up. I have a piece here of the Petal Pink polyester. Say that 3 times fast. I'm just going to do a little knot. So we're going to pretend that it's a tag, and that this goes through the tag. So we'll put that on top here. We're going to just add that. You could add that with liquid multi-purpose glue if you wanted to. You'd have to hold it in place for a few seconds to make sure it's nice and dry and tacky, or just use a glue dot to finish that off. And then we'll add a few of the iridescent rhinestones again. And we'll just add a medium-sized one and a couple of small ones. Ta-da! Beautiful, beautiful. I love it. So here is our third card. And this one will be in your 5-card kit. Let me show you the Too Cool version, which I love as well. This is why I had to do a 5-card kit, because I just loved every one that I made. I wanted to use all the paper. So this one is made with soft sea foam, and the background is Orchid Oasis. I did the cross at the top this time. This time I added, look at this really pretty die. I have to show you this. So in this die set, you have these different tags, and you can use these to cut out pretty detailed holes in your tag. So that's what I did on this one. I cut out a little tulip on the top, and then I added some of the soft sea foam ribbon. Now I have to tell you, I totally messed up because I thought the soft sea foam ribbon was carrying over, and it's not. So that ribbon is no longer available. I love it so much. It's because I wanted it to carry over, I think is why I thought it did. But I do have enough for all my kits. So definitely you'll have some to put your cards together. You just won't be able to order it anymore because it is already retired. Other parts of the card, I have this in Petal Pink. I have the leaves in Soft Sea Foam and the sentiment in Orchid Oasis. So much fun. Okay, next card. This is a fun one. It's a little fancy fold. It starts with Orchid Oasis, and it's, get this paper out of the way. And this is a special size. So this is 5.5. And the other measurement is 6.5, and then you're going to score it at that 4.25 mark. So you're going to have a shortened piece here for your card base. Now you'll have a second piece for your card base, and this is it. It's going to be 4 by 6, and then scored at 3. So this is with Soft Succulent. And then we'll go ahead and add this to our card. So you see how the base goes together. This is just going to open this part will fold down, open this, and this is going to be centered on the inside. So it's kind of like a joy fold card that's on the horizontal. So I have to try to center that better because I can't stand it. I really can't. Side to side, it just wasn't centered. Okay, there we go. Now I have a piece here of the Fresh Freesia. This is 5.5 by 2. Again, embossed with that paint texture. Whoops. Every once in a while, if you have a textured piece, that seal likes to roll that paper right up. If that happens, you just need to go a different direction. It's going with when you go in the direction of the fibers of the paper, that's when it's more likely to roll up onto your seal. So you just need to put the seal down in a different direction. All right, so there is your front bottom piece, and then I have a piece here of the Flora paper. This one is 3 3/4 by 2 3/4, and let's do it like this. So this is going to be our background. Isn't that pretty? I just love how that paper just brings all the colors together. All right, we're going to wrap it up here at the top. We're putting the finishing touches on before we're done. That's okay. This is some Fresh Freesia open weave ribbon, which I love so much. So easy to work with. So I just tie that in a double knot, trim the edges. And let's put that on this side. There we go. Then I have a nice little label here, which I use that die cut to have that pretty leaf hole at the top. And I'm going to add a sentiment. Gotta find my bucket. The sentiment is going to be in Orchid Oasis. And this says, nothing fancy, just love. Now, just to save some time, I've already stamped the flowers. You've seen how we've done that before. So let's put we'll just put it all together. So here are my flowers. Here's a different size of flower, Fresh Freesia, Orchid Oasis, and then some leaves in Soft Succulent. We're gonna pop everything up with dimensionals. Pardon me. I still have a little bit of stuff in my throat from being sick. All right. We're going to add this to the bottom here. And then add our flowers. Let's see. First, let's add this one. We're going to add over here. So I'll put one dimensional, a little bit of seal. See how we do kind of a combo with adhesive. Then this one is you probably want to use a mini dimensional. Do I have any of those right here? Well, probably not. So we'll just cut a little tiny dimensional off of this. Did you know that you can just use the edges here? Just cut them. Just cut them right off. So we'll add that to the side here, a little bit more seal. And we'll add this to the bottom. And then we have our little leaves here. Again, you probably want to use some mini dimensionals, or you can use just a couple of dimensionals cut off the bottom. And we're going to tuck those right under the leaves, or under the flowers. Just like that. Let's add some more iridescent rhinestones. I love these. They just really come in handy. So let's put a couple here. And then another one right up here. So there is our card. And then you'll also have a piece here that you can put on the inside to have a little writing space. Kind of a fun little fancy fold card. You'll have everything you need for the 5-card kit to make this one. And then I had to try out another piece of paper. I love this one. It's in Pool Party. Again, I'd forgotten about the soft sea foam, so we use that ribbon, but you'll get that in your kit if you happen to earn the 10-card kit. We have Pool Party. This is, actually it's Balmy Blue, and then Pool Party for the texture. Orchid Oasis, Balmy Blue, Pool Party, Soft Sea Foam, and the same texture. This time I put the rhinestone down here instead of up there, but I used a different sentiment from Something Fancy. So those are your two different versions. All right, we have one more card. Pardon me. So if you've been on my blog, I blogged about this one today, and I have another. The first card I did, I blogged about on my website yesterday, so you can already see that. I'll have all of the other cards going up sometime in the next week. Oh, and I think I forgot to mention that this kit is available until January 20, I think it's the 26th or 7th. Now I can't remember. I think it's the 26th. Go to my website, toocoolstamping.com. It's going to have all the details. So this card, I am going to, this one's just a little bit tricky. It starts with Soft Sea Foam, the same traditional card base. This one is, Soft Succulent. This is Soft Sea Foam with that painter texture. And then this one is cut to 5 by 3 3/4. Now before you put that down, I have a 2 by 4-inch piece of designer series paper here, and I'm going to add that to the edge of this, and I'll show you what I'm doing in a second. So you're going to have that overlap and kind of hang off the edges a little bit, and then I'm going to use that soft seafoam ribbon to, I was going to town with the soft seafoam and then it's retired. I mean, who knew? Many people, but not me. So you're going to tie that in a double knot. Boop. Trim the ends. Then you're going to, I'm going to put this right over the designer series paper, kind of center it up there. And then you're going to add that to the background. So again, don't forget the ribbon. If you're making these from your kit and you're going back and looking at the replay, don't forget to put your ribbon on before you add it to your card. Whoops, your card base. All right, center that up. Beautiful background. All right, this one is very simple. We're not going to do anything too crazy. I have another basic white something fancy label. I'm going to add my sentiment in Evening Evergreen right in the center. And then we'll bring over my scrap piece here because I'm going to add some leaves. And we'll do that in soft seafoam. Just give it a hint of leaf. There we go. And we'll pop that up with some dimensionals again. And this time we're going to use a different flower, actually a cluster of flowers. To add to it. I've already stamped those. They're stamped in crushed curry on soft, so saffron, and then cut out with the two-tone Flora dies. And just like the other ones, you can do kind of a double, a little mini dimensional if you want to, or seal and seal. I'm just going to add those. Actually, I had them right here on my sample card. So I probably should have added a little bit of leaves a little bit farther down, but you can do it however you want. And then we're going to finish up with the gold iridescent pastel gems. And we're just going to use 2 of those again. Whoops. I have this I have a little bit of adhesive on my finger and it's like sticking to everything. All right, so here is our card. Oh, let me show you my real card that I did, because maybe you can see I used a little bit of Wink of Stella just to bring out a little sparkle. I don't know if the camera picks that up or not, but it brings out the sparkle of the gems, just kind of gives it a little bit of something. So there is my last card. This is going to be with the 5-card kit. And then the Too Cool version, this one is with Calypso Coral, Blushing Bride, the same So Saffron and Crushed Curry combination. I used a different size of label and then a different sentiment from the Something Fancy. And the sentiment is in soft suede. And this time I wrapped it with the crumb cake colored twine from the Essentials Baker's Twine pack. We used the Calypso Coral gems on that one. So there we go. Let me get this stuff all out of the way so I can, whoops, that's kind of loud. So we can show you all the different cards and what you're going to get just as a review. Remember, use that host code. You really need to use that. That's the way you're going to earn either the 5-card kit or the 10 card kit, depending on whether you have a $40 order or a $100 order. And remember, at $50, you get the celebration free item. So you definitely want to do this $50. Okay, so we have for our 5 card kit, you're going to have this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. So you have a lot of Orchid Oasis happening now that I look at it. So you're going to get all the supplies to make these cards for the 5 card kit. That's with the $40 minimum order using the host code that you see here. You can also go on my website, toocoolstamping.com, for all the details for that. Then if you also, if you place an order for $100, you're also going to get the 2 cool versions of all of these items. So let's find all of those. And I have one more. This one. So this one's more of the light pool party-ish look, it looks like. But you're going to get all the supplies to make these cards. So it is well worth your investment if you love the floral look of these, if you love the painterly look of the paper and the embossing folder. It's definitely worth getting both of those bundles, the two-tone Flora and the Something Fancy Sentiment. And then all the dies that you get to cut these out, and all the dies that you get to that have all of the different label shapes. Just so much versatility, so much fun you can have with this. I know you're going to love it. All right, everybody, thank you so very much. If you have any questions, you know, you can just ask in the comments. I read those, and I'll be sure to answer those. But I hope you really enjoyed this class. I had so much fun making it, and I know you're just going to love it if you love flowers. All right, thank you so very much for joining me. I appreciate it. I missed being with you, so I'm excited to be back. Don't forget, celebration going on through the end of February. Don't forget that there are no strings attached with that starter kit. So if you're looking for a discount on all your favorite products, get that starter kit, join my team. You get all of my class tutorials for free as part of my team, and so much more, so many more perks that go along with being a part of the Stampin' Up family and a part of my Too Cool Stampers team. So check it out. Again, if you have any questions about that, ask me, because there's no strings attached. No obligation. You don't have to sell. You don't have to do classes. Just enjoy the discount and have fun with your stamping. All right, everybody, I'll leave you to it for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me live if you did. And if you're watching this as a replay, I appreciate that too. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I'll talk to you soon. Until next time, this is Angie with Too Cool Stamping. Bye-bye.